Hey everyone, Zaz here for a Vintage Cube. Let's see how we go. Okay, we have a fairly fair start here. A lot of almost I think all these cards are pretty playable in Legacy Cube. Maybe the sword is what they would have cut recently, but I think everything else you can see in Legacy Cube. So this is really sort of what you want to play. The signets are good and generic. Control Magic is, a fine card, and then there's Geist and Sword if you want to go aggro. If you've seen the last couple of drafts I've done, I'm pretty partial to Geist. I just find it to be a fun card with swords. There's also just the Sword of Body and Mind, though, I think is the best actual sword. So I'm going to take it. I don't need to have Geist. I'd rather have Sword and no Geist, and just stick this in like some other deck than have Geist with no sword. So I'll take that. If I can wheel the Geist, that's great. But I do have fun with swords, so I'm just going to take that. Okay. Fire Drinker Satyr. I haven't tried mono red yet. Although I think swords are a little slow for the mono red deck. Flooded Strand is, great. Jace is good. Ponder's good as well. Wonder if I'll just take Flooded Strand, though. These are really nice. If I do end up wheeling Geist, which I realize is a bit of a stretch, and this is perfect for it, and maybe I can wheel the Jace or Ponder. Yeah, let's take Flooded Strand. I like that. Ooh, awesome. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. I'm definitely going to slam that. And this is, fairly fair. It's not Brain Freeze or Tinker and Inkwell, but this is certainly a fun start. Ooh, okay. Real choice here. There's Dak Faden, who's just fantastic and just wins against a lot of decks. And there's just Treachery. I kind of think it's got to be Treachery. Treachery is just so good here, and Dak would require splashiness that I'm not sure I'm prepared to do. So let's take Treachery, and this is a pretty fine start for the first 4 picks. I'm quite happy with this. Now, of course, if I can wheel the Geist, I'll be really happy camper. But so here there's I like both Linvala and Baneslayer. Baneslayer. Last time I think I had this choice, ended up taking Linvala, and she certainly can be good against, but I'm going to try the Baneslayer, I think, this time. See how that goes. Alright. I like these Planeswalkers. This creature, yeah. Plains, Forest. I think I'll take the Heath, though. I don't think Exalted Angel is quite that fantastic. Ooh, Lightning Greaves. Okay, I like Porcelain Legionnaire, too. I'm a big fan of Lightning Greaves. And Coercive Portal, but there's also Daze. I think Daze is really great in the aggro blue decks. One of my favorite counter spells. I'm liking where I am so far. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I will know if I'll get the Geist back next pack. If I do, that's going to be Christmas for me. If I don't, well, that's okay too. I felt like the last draft I played, I had a pretty strong deck and then no fixing, and it really bit me in a couple of games. So I'm going to try to be a little bit better. Oh, the Geist came back. Thank you. All right, I've got a fun start here so far. Now, a Tundra or Hallowed Fountain would be amazing to activate both of these, but... And, of course, our good friends... Now we're looking for our good friends TNN, Phantasmal Image, and Phyrexian Metamorph as well. Of course, Mox and on-color signets as well. I suppose port is playable. And out of here, sure, I'll take an Honor the Pure. I like Stoneforge Mystic. So maybe 1 or 2 more swords. Ooh, that's some good cards to come back. Maybe a Johnny. Yeah, I'll take it a Johnny. And there is mtgo, which would sort of work with the Windswept Heath, but let's just take the figure. Early beats. And okay, well that's a Johnny Ibble. Oh, okay. Two of my favorite cards. I really wish this were 1 and 2. The Metamorph and the Image. Huge fan of the Image, but I think the Metamorph flexibility is just a little bit better. And I would be delighted to wheel either the Image or the Elspeth. I really would like all 3 of these cards would be super playable. But yeah, can't equip the Image with stuff, so give the nod to the Metamorph here. There's a Cryptic Command. That is a good card. That is a really good card. There's also Skull Clamp, but I'm not sure this is quite the deck for it. And there's O-Ring as just fine removal. Yeah, let's take Cryptic. If we can sort of like play an early guy and then sit back on Cryptic, that's very, very powerful. So I'll take that. I'm a little scared by the triple blue, I will admit. But this also like clears the way. Ooh. Opposition, which I don't think this is the opposition deck. I think the 2 best cards for us here are Swords to Plowshares and Counterspell. And both really good. I don't think either will wheel. I want to go for Swords just because it's so it's so cheap and so efficient. So we will start with that. I really like this Chandra. She is fantastic. We're not playing this though. So here I think I like Flicker Wisp, Muldrifter, and Impulse, but this is sort of like Impulse, and then like later can carry a sword. So let's take that. Wouldn't mind an Azoria Signet. Ooh. 2 more great choices. There's Brimaz and Venser. Feel like Brimaz is a bit more likely to wheel, given how much these kind of white cards were, but I wouldn't count on it. Man, Craterhoof and Finhorn Elves. Brimaz is a bit cheaper, so I'm going to take him. Greaves and Brimaz I like the way that sounds. This guy just seems really bad to me. Yeah, I think Cloud Skate's better here. Call him a 2-drop. And there's Fiend Hunter, but I like the Blinding Light. Yeah, this, take care of Planeswalkers, that kind of thing. Ooh, 2 more good choices. Mana Tithe and Reflector Mage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to pick one. I kind of want to go for Reflector Mage here, but we have a lot of 3-drops. I think if I didn't have so many 3-drops, I would take the Reflector Mage, but just to keep my curve lower, I'm going to take the Mana Tithe. Don't want to have a deck where it's like, do nothing until turn 3 and then just have a bunch of clunky 3-drops. Oh, nice. I got Elspeth back. That's a nice pickup. I wish we had more fixing. I will say I'm not super happy about the dual land situation. I would have hoped to have at least like a scry land or something by now. Late Skull Clamp. Yeah, this guy's fairly unimpressive. I think O-Ring. Two O-Rings. Give us some way to deal with permanents. And yeah, I'll take a sword, against I think it's one of the worst swords, but certainly it's still a sword. And sure, this doesn't do a whole lot, but I'm not playing these other cards. Wow. Edric. Alright, I'll take some elves here. And none of this is working. Okay, so don't need that many more cards. Okay, so there's Jitte. That's really fantastic. I think we'll have to play. There's also Vendilion Click, which is amazing. And then someone in the comments of one of my videos point out how good Mirran Crusader is with swords because it, on the equip it hits twice, which is a very good point. With that said, I think the Jitte and Click are still both better. I kind of want to take Jitte. It's cheaper. And then maybe I can wheel the Crusader. The Click won't come back. Click's really nice, really nice. But I think Jitte is kind of overwhelming in another level. Oh, there's a Dragon Lord Ojutai, who's a really nice late game play. And then there's also Snapcaster for target instant or sorcery, which would work on, I guess, swords. I think it's Ojutai. Have a little bit of a late game play. And Hexproof. Yeah, let's take Ojutai. Ojutai is the bomb. So here there's a Force Spike, which I like, but we already have Mana Tithe. And Factor Fiction definitely wins games. So let's take a Foff. Ooh, there's a Gideon. I like Gideon, but I think this Tundra is a must take. I think I'd take TNN maybe over Tundra, but and I really do like this Gideon. I really do. But is there any chance we can wheel him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's a possibility we might get the Angel back. Yeah, let's take that Juicy Tundra. And Caracas again. You know, I think I've drafted Caracas in almost every single deck I've played. There's also Compulsive Research, Verdict, Silverblade. There's just, all of those are fantastic, but I'm going to take the Caracas. It does so much work. Ooh, and Sower of Temptation, another one of my favorite cards. Yeah, let's take a Sower. Temple of Enlightenment and Hero of Bladehold. I think it has to be the Temple here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a very small chance I can wheel the Hero. And I do like it, but you know, we have a good amount of 3 and 4 drops, and this is guaranteed to play. Okay. Here, I suppose there's a... All my creatures are white, so maybe there are some... Well, yeah, all my creatures are white except Mold Drifter, so maybe there's some games where Spear would be a thing. You know, we can put in like Honor and Spear, and I don't know, like... And an Angel and Flicker Wisp, maybe? Okay, this is a fair deck. There's nothing really broken here, and there's no signets, which is a little concerning. But I accept the limitations of this kind of deck, and I just find it fun. It's like the anti-Cheon. It's not the control-y blue-white, it's the aggro-tempo blue-white, which I think works really well. Okay. No one is playing green, or red, it seems like, but we'll take a declaration. Okay, Seeker is a fine medium creature to play against other fast decks. Godless Shrine. She just seems really bad to me. Honestly, I can't see myself playing her, but maybe I'll take the Shrine. Yeah, there's no way I'm playing Linvala. So I'll take the Shrine in some like crazy case where we wheel the Lingering Souls, because it can be found with the Strand and the Heath. Ooh, Gideon came back. And Angel? I think it's Gideon. So we're a little higher on the mana curve than usually with this kind of deck, but and we don't have any super big end game like Karn type, you know. No respect for Oath, man. Come on, people. All right, so we got 24 candidate cards here. 10 creatures and a bunch of equipment. I honestly kind of want to just take the Sword of Light and Shadow this side, because I just don't think it's very good. And this way it gives us 3 equipments for the 10 creatures. And we can always side it in against the right color combo. And this can kind of be a 3. And this is also really a 2. Well, this doesn't seem like the worst, honestly. Other choices here would be Declaration in Stone, but I prefer the Light and O-Ring and Swords. We have 2 counter spells, well no, 3 with Cryptic. And Angel I think is better to side in. I guess she's also maybe a bit on the slow end. I do like a Flicker Wisp if I had the Blade Splicer or something like that. Let's see, is it permanent? It is a permanent. So I suppose you can, you know, get more loyalty on your Planeswalker. You may play Port against a deck like this. Nah. 6 and 6. 6 islands, then 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 blue sources and 9, 10, 11 white sources. That seems pretty good. Oh, I'm missing one land, it looks like. Or no, I do have 17 lands, so I have one more card I can play. Okay, not quite sure how that happened. Well, there's the sword as an option, and an obvious one. Maybe just the Baneslayer, though. I don't know. I don't think this sword is that great. Okay, let's give this a shot. See how it goes. Make sure we're recording. Yep, okay. This is kind of mid-rangey. This deck definitely would have been better with a TNN. I'm not gonna lie. We would like to play first. And okay, we have a pretty good start, so we'll keep this. So let's play the Caracas later in case he plays like a Raphaelis or something. Now whether, depending on what land we'll play. Okay, so because of this, I'm thinking the Body and Mind. So yes. Just because I'm seeing the blue. This is a Tinker. I'm probably just dead. That's quite a scary, quite a scary start. So this is basically Grim Monolith, but with damage for 1 cheaper. A signet, okay. So, yeah, don't want to eat, see a reason to eat a counter spell, so let's just grow the figure. And then equip sword. And end of his turn, we'll play the sword. No, he's got infinite mana. 7. So, what is this, a Karn? Ugin? Basically just wreck with a start like this. What could it possibly be? Maybe he's scared of mana leak. Sure, that's fine. Okay, sower on sower. Alright, and yeah, we unfortunately cannot cryptic. It kind of comes with the territory. So yeah, I think it's just equip and go here and leave the Caracas up. And Tundra. Or maybe not even that. Maybe then we just play Cloudskate. Yeah, let's equip. I suppose we can just suspend the Cloudskate. What's he got? Roast, Sphinx, a Johnny. No green, but looks like blue, red, white. Okay. So let's suspend this. All right. Surprised. So blue, red, white. I guess there's the sort of light and shadow. Maybe is that good? Is that better than like Gideon or something? Does seem like a bit of an underwhelming card. Now let's just run it back. swords and Elspeth. That's fine. Okay, we got a Tundra for a days. I guess we go for a white land now. Ponder. Yeah, I'm not going to daze that. This can only be a plains anyway. Okay. So now we have O-ring into Elspeth. It's not fantastic, but and sure, I'll play this in case I draw cryptic. Something I can daze, hopefully. Did not. Okay, so very likely has a counter. But I suppose I might as well just test it. Okay, that's great. And next turn we can equip sword. What's going on? Wildfire? Roast. Sure, that's perfectly okay. Okay, and we got a mana tithe too. So let's. Oh, what is this? Thought he had a click or something. So make a guy. We want to keep days and tithe up, I think, and play sword. So can we do that? Yeah, I can. I can always return. So let's do doop doop and then doop. Yeah, and I'm not going to tap out to equip. We want to make sure I can tithe or days, whatever it is. Or play both if need be for a poor man's miscalculation. Electrolyze. I guess we tithe that. Just to like not let him draw a card. I think it was a mistake to tap, a minor mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. I tapped in such a way that I didn't have swords up. This does nothing. It does represent an imaginary force spike, though, so there's some value there, but better, I think, to leave the plains and tundra, and then I could have tapped, plains for the mana tithe. Oh, okay. Guess my opponent just didn't have a whole lot. Alright, well, I can't really say my deck had an amazing start. I think my opponent just had an unfortunate series of draws. It sounds like he had 2 mulligans and then just not a whole lot. So, alright, but win's a win, and we'll see you for match 2. Alright, here we are for game 2. Definitely we'll keep. Maybe we can scry our way to a turn 3 Brian Maz, although it's fairly unlikely. At least we can daze. I think the decision is, do you lead with islands so we can turn 1 daze, or do we lead with a temple? I'm going to lead with a temple. I think it's unlikely the turn 1 daze will be relevant. Ooh, and a Jitte. That's an interesting decision. As much as I really like the Jitte, I think that's not what we want right now. We really want to get a land, given that we have a 4 and 5 drop. Okay, and that was a fantastic pick. So I'll play the island just in case he has a Thought Caesar, or in case he has some kind of land destruction. Well, now of course I wish I had kept the Jitte, but hindsight's 20/20. Jace. Yeah, I think we could just daze that. And now we're just kind of all in on 1 for winning his stuff. And if we draw a land, a cryptic would be fantastic. And we just ride that, hopefully, to victory. He might have removal for the Brymas, but black removal's cheap, so days might not work. Okay. Wonder if we might actually banishing Light the Signet as well. Yeah, let's O-ring the Signet. Just keep him off of mana. Okay. So a couple choices. We can light the light the control magic, or we can sower. The advantage of using sower is that the light is a little more, would work against like a planeswalker, so let's use the sower. Dream scenario is he does nothing, and then we have Cryptic. Second best scenario is he plays a creature, and then we draw land, treachery his creature, and have Cryptic. Okay, that's great for us. Gifts ungiven. Yeah, I think that's fine, right? And then we just, is that fine? Yeah, I think it's better to just, counter whatever he plays. Yeah, because we are presenting lethal. There's going to be an extra, it's a 7 power, but then a cat will be created. mtgo in his graveyard. So 2 in his graveyard. So I guess we want to let him have. Hold on, let's get the chat here. Did he play a land? No, he is not. Okay. So I think we want the land in the graveyard and the collective brutality in the graveyard. kind of want to counter that, right? Because that'll let him discard the Iona. And then worst case, if he does play, we can either light or treachery. So let's command it. Counter spell and draw a card. Alright. So against black blue, do we want the Sword of Light and Shadow? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we do. And take out what? That's less clear. Maybe Baneslayer's not amazing against a Reanimator deck. Okay. Maybe Jitte's not that great either, actually. Yeah, let's just do Jitte and put the Angel back in, actually. And, yeah. This is better against, like, small creatures, I think. Okay, that's a thing. Greaves into Brimaz. Or do we just Mystic? Lead with this, so if we have to daze something terrible, we do. Still not sure if Greaves into Brimaz is better or just plain Mystic. Might depend if we draw a land or not. Okay, we did not draw a land, so... Alright, so since we did not draw a land, I think the play is to have a Mystic. That way, we can still, like, you know, put a sword on it or something like that. If I knew that we were going to draw a land, I might do the Greaves into Brimaz, but... So, yes. And do we want this, or do we want this? I think we want the... I'm guessing the removal is going to be in black, so let's take the Sword of Light and Shadow. Also, Iona is white. For for what that's worth. Sphinx. And so Sphinx. Okay, we did get an island. So he's almost certainly going to be playing one of these two very soon. And I probably won't be able to daze it. So what's my best bet? Nice thing is I will have Metamorph back up. Do we just play Brimaz? Or do we just go for Sword? I think we want to have the sword so that we can metamorph and then equip the sword. So let's just do nothing. And drop the sword into play. Is that right? I could also, if I draw a land, I could play Brimaz, sword equip next turn. Otherwise, I do a sword end of turn, and next turn I can like metamorph or no, okay. I'll just do it end of this turn. I'm playing a bit on the conservative end here. Sure, you can see my hand. Wonder if the body and mind would have been better. But sort of helping him too. Sword in. Alright. And the temple. Alright, let's scry that. Ooh, cryptic. That is definitely something we want. Okay. So, do we just equip and hit here, or do we play Brimaz? I want to say we play Brimaz now, rather than equip and hit. Let's attack first. Really want to stress how good the multi-lands have been. Okay, so now we have days and cryptic next turn. So as long as we can survive next turn, we should be okay. Oh, that's right. We're not equipping next turn because of cryptic. I forgot about that, but it's still right to play Bright Mouse, I think. Signet, okay. Alright. So now I think we just attack and hold up our cryptic. So we have a 2-turn clock as is. So unburial rights would be problematic here. What's the flashback? Days woman. Oof. Now I wish I'd equipped. Well, we can't have that, I think. As painful as that is, so I'm going to have to cryptic that. Luckily he's paying the life, so let's counter and draw, and then we have days back up. If he has like spell pierce or something. Wow, okay. You did it. Oh man, and that would have been a fantastic pickup. Which would have worked on everything except the Sphinx. Alright, 2-0. Alright, here we are for match 3. I'm just going to look, see, do I want the sword instead of the jitte? Yeah, this is a good start, and we can side things in as needed. Well, so far we haven't lost a game. It's a good start. This deck is playing stronger than I thought it was on paper. I don't have anything really broken here, but my mana has been excellent every time. I think I've drawn Tundra like every game. And my opponents haven't done anything really unfair either. So a lot of, I think, perceived deck strength comes just to matchups. And, I think this would be great for Legacy Cube. I didn't think this was that good for Vintage, but... Okay, This, boy, be pretty greedy to just go for a Mystic here, so I'm going to have to mulligan this. And, well, this at least I have a play. I'm going to keep this because there's at least the turn 1 figure. Yeah. And great, we'll put that at the top. Oh, even better. Okay. Tundra here. So yes. And let's go for the sword here since we see blue. And next turn we can pump the figure and drop the sword. Okay, so that or Brymas, yeah, let's just have the sword down, I think. Also prevents us from running into some counterspell. There's a second sword. You're just going to run into a removal spell here? Well, that's fine. I guess I'd rather him kill the Mystic than the... I'd rather equip on the Mystic because then the figure is a bigger long-term threat. Okay. Figured. So now what, in a Johnny or something? Would be quite annoying. Gilded Lotus. Boy, what I would do for days here. Alright, well, let's try equipping. And that's all I've got. Ugin. Balance. Yeah, that'll do it. Down to 3 cards though, it's going to be painful. What's he got? Elspeth, Mana Drain, Helix, Spell Pierce, okay. So we definitely want Brimaz, I think, Metamorph, and Cloudskate seems a little bit too late. Maybe we want Foff just to refill. Do we want Foff or just Elspeth? Not Baneslayer, so it's Foff, Elspeth, or Cloudskate. I think Cloudskate is too slow at this point. I think what else could we draw on Foff that'd be better? Got some O-rings, Gideon, Sower, Treachery, some lands. I'm gonna take the Elspeth. I'd be interested in the comments what people say, but okay, cards chosen. It may not matter if he plays like a big planeswalker. Or that. That's problematic. Alright. And hey, if we're lucky, we can Sower. What did he do there? Remand, okay. Draw an island, then we'll Sower. He's got his own Brimaz. Okay. Okay. That's good. We still have maybe a turn to live here. But quickly disappearing. Oh, I suppose I could actually metamorph the Ojutai as well. That's probably what I should have done, actually. And there's O-ring. Let's metamorph the Ojutai, and then we can O-ring the Brimaz, maybe? Yeah. Well, now, though, 5... Oof, yeah, I think we screwed up. We should have metamorphed instead of playing the Brimaz, actually. Because now we have to block the Ojutai. And then we take down, we'll be at 4. So we block and we'll be dead. So we're actually dead now, right? Play Metamorph, we're down to 4. Block the biggest threat, we take 4. And if we O-ring, that's the same. Oh, we could O-ring. I guess we can O-ring the Ojutai and then try for like Treachery plus something. I don't see how that works, but I might as well just try that. But yeah, it's not going to be great. Yeah, I mean, we made it. I think that was a big mistake to play. To not play the Metamorph. Okay, well, yeah, we're dead. Okay. So blue, white, and red. I think here the sword is good. Maybe cloud skate's not as good here. We want to be faster. Crocus works against Ojitai. Alright, we'll play first. Okay, we will definitely keep that. I think we want to go for the white sword here. Right? Yeah, we'll lead with the island, just in case a super broken turn. I doubt it, but... Oh, same thing again. Greaves or Mystic. I guess we... Is that right? Let's see. If we Greaves, then Mystic comes in, and it's still one turn less, no, because we can't really use it. So let's play this and hope the Greaves become good afterwards. Yes. So yeah, we will do the Sword of Light and Shadow this time for the white. Well, now I can just cast it and attack, right? No, he might have like some path or something. And I want to keep Days Up as a hard cast as well. Wow, Mock Sapphire, that's good. That looks quite dazeable. So I think we want to daze it. It's not clear to me if we want to spend the island or not, because then it prevents us from putting the sword in play. If we daze and hardcast, the next turn we can still Greaves and put the sword into play. Yeah, because I want to hit my 4 land, so let's just cast it. So let's cast the Greaves, and then we can just put the sword into play. Right. Is that what I want instead of Elspeth? It's actually not super clear. I actually think I just want Elspeth here. Yeah. And I can O-ring. I could O-ring the Banishing Light and get my Elspeth back, but I'd rather Greaves and sword here. Yeah. Four, five, six. Okay, it's a good thing I've got my equipped sword there. Pro white is relevant. Do I just play Angel and Yar, or maybe it's better to play the Lightning Greaves and O-ring the Gideon? Because then next I can start hitting with the Angel, and then I can like metamorph and get the other sword. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay. Wrath. So at least now we can hit with the Angel and bring back Mystic, which is... Well, no, we can't bring back Mystic yet. And equipping on this will help against the maze. if I can survive next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's not quite at Ugin or whatever yet. Okay, so now we equip and then we get a Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, I can't equip. Yes, indeed I cannot. That's interesting. Well, I can play Muldrifter. And then it'll be for next turn, right? Or I can Metamorph. Yeah, let's just Muldrifter. Okay, that's something. Figure. Yeah, any creature is good at this point. And let's... Oh, he's going to maze whatever we don't. So there's no reason to attack with the Muldrifter. Just attack here. As well equip. So I'll just equip this. Alright. Well, that went well. The Baneslayer was good, and Greaves was very good as well. Do I want to change anything? No, I don't think so. I'm not sure if Jitte is that great against him, but... Yeah, we'll just run it back. Sweetie, do you have an envelope? Like something nice to give the thing to? Or
We just have those.
okay.
Like
Do we want to have a
thing.
card for her too, or keep that separate? Some what?
Hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
Maybe later.
Okay. All right. Well, that's an early Greaves and Caracas. Ooh, and Geist. That's a fantastic start. We'll keep it. That's about as good as it could be. We'll play the Flooded Strand. And here think, yeah, we'll just play out some Greaves. And if we can hit with the turn 3 Greaves, that's just really awesome. Sorry, turn 3 Geist. Hope he doesn't have a counterspell here, but we have to play, I think. Or he'll just light that. Okay. So Geist or Brimaz? Let's take the Geist because of the hexproof. I guess I'm okay with this trade-off. I care about the looter. Best draw we could get would be Cryptic here. Just hold that on the Geist. The Greaves saved him one hit from the Geist. More than that, though, one hit from the Geist, and then it would have been another hit from Brimaz, so it would have been quite a lot of damage saved. Of course, the swords would be just really great. Well, what's he doing? Alright. So I guess he has an attack. Well, let's see what he does if I attack. So I could play a Brimaz into his whatever. I like the idea of applying some pressure, though. Does he have? He could have a Wrath, which would be unfortunate. Does it really change my clock? Let's see. This is. Am I just running into a Wrath here? Alright, I'm going to play it. I'm an aggro deck. I can't. If I run into a Wrath, so be it. FTK, okay. Now I regret playing the Brymaz, but okay. Now I guess I can FTK as FTK. There's Cryptic. That's a thing too. So a couple options. I can sower the FTK and attack. I can FTK his FTK and attack. And then either way I've got kind of Cryptic backup. I like that. So I'm going to go with the sower because well, do I? No, let's FTK the FTK because then if he has removal it still doesn't help. Whereas he can like just have like a lightning helix on the sower. That's not great. Pretty even Steven here. Definitely the worst thing for me would be a Wrath at this point. Maybe an Ojutai? Ojutai doesn't do it because then there's Cryptic to tap. And don't forget I can always return the Banishing Light to give something haste or untargetability. He's got his own Caracas. Nice. Elspeth. That's really bad. Now which is he going to do? Make tokens? If he makes tokens, I think we win. Okay, good. There's also just Ojutai. So let's just try for the win here. Sower and okay, in case he has days. Do we want to draw a card? Or return a permanent? I kind of want to say it's return the Elspeth, because let's say he has some way to... Well, if he counters it, it's a counter. If he has some way to, like, kill this, I don't even think of what it could be, but if he does have some way to kill it, then at least he has to replay this. No, that doesn't really help me. Let's just draw a card. was a 3-0. That was fun. Didn't think this deck was actually that good, but I guess it was the right mix of permission and aggro. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.